Alrighty, let me go ahead and configure all this bad boy up and we will get started. Also, I'll look for music here in a second. Let me just get all this situated. I want to have music and everything. Let me go ahead and edit video. I need to make a hotkey for all the tags and stuff. Maybe I can oh, they have a new thing for editing or for tagging video details. Apparently you can mark it as alternate or altered content. Essentially meaning if you took like, "Oh, that's hot" from Will Smith and you make him say something else, then it would be altered. Anyways, okay, Blender stream live. That's it. That's about it. And then let me see if I can find. I know there's. Okay, so categories and stuff don't matter. Good to know. Okay, we'll save that. Let me refresh the page. All right. Let me go ahead and find some music. DMCA free lo-fi or something. DMCA lo-fi. This is a live stream and it's marked copyright free. I don't know how I feel about that one. Let me check out this one. See if it's tagged. Good. Any requirements to make a DMCA free for all your blah 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 to create. Okay, cool. Okay, yeah, I was gonna do it anyways, but apparently they have it all set up for us. Sweet. So let me go here. For lit AF lo-fi music, yo. Their handle doesn't work for copy paste. You just grab their channel then. I think that's. Yep. Yep. Okay. Do I need all this? No. Okay, cool. And mic check. Looks good. Maybe I need to turn it down just a little bit though. How's that? A little bit more. Okay, that's good. Let's do this. Okay, now so starting off, I'm gonna be doing some asset creation. Last time I was working on the donut, I got bored of the donut, man. Like the nodes and stuff was cool, but honestly, I don't know, for an intro, I don't know how I feel about it. I think it might be beneficial for some individuals, so I'm not gonna knock him too much or anything like that. I think it's pretty cool that he's creating content that's gonna be helping out others learn how to work with Blender. Personally, I just don't think his content's meant for me. Like, if I was starting off and I went to go watch that, I don't think it'd be working that well for me. Versus like some other people may benefit a lot more than, say, how much I would. So I'm going to be looking at some rings. I'm going to be trying to find something unique, something cool. Maybe we'll model that. If I don't find anything good here in a couple seconds, then I'm gonna go ahead and turn around and just start working on maybe some stuffed animals or something like that. Oh, that reminds me, while we're doing this, let me go ahead and download Adobe Cloud, or not Adobe Cloud, the I need Substance Painter. All right, there we go. Okay, that'll be downloading. I don't like any of these rings, man. Oh, this one's kind of cool. You know what? Yeah, I think we can do this. Pretty cool design. It's tailored for engagement or wedding. Let me go ahead and pull up their thing. You know, for 3.1, honestly, not that bad. It's a very nice looking ring too. I think yeah, it's a pretty ring. So I think I wouldn't be allowed to use this for any commissioned art, but I'll take inspiration. Looks like a subsurf. Whoa. Hold on. So it looks like from their design, they actually welded the top onto it. Kind of ugly, because you end up having a piece that goes against the grain. So when you're looking at it, it's kind of cheap looking, but that's fine. We're not going to be getting like we're just taking inspiration on it. It's kind of a cool looking ring, to be honest. So to start off, for rings, kind of hard to reference off the top of my head. So let me go ahead and pull this up. I'm going to steal my hand real quick. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, let me go into here. Nope. Okay. Give me my hand. Okay. Face select, go like this. Actually, whoa, what's with this turning? Am I pivoting off of the object? I hate that kind of stuff. Hold on. Let me check this view. I believe it's under input. Navigation. No, that was fun. This is the one I was worrying about. Feels weird for some reason. Anyways, we don't need anything fancy. We just need this. So we're just going to come over here. Okay. 50. Move it along the X. We're gonna separate it. And then here. So I'm gonna snap it to our location real quick. First we need to remove the materials from it. And then we need to rotate it. Okay. And then whoa. The only problem about doing that all transforms is the reset your origin. So whenever you reset the origin like that, when you apply all, make sure to set your origin back to where you want it to be. And now if we want to snap it to the location, oops, we go cursor back to origin, right? World origin. And then we can click on object, snap, select to cursor. And then I think we need to rotate this. I believe, yeah, this is the nail around here. It's not that well optimized. Yeah, that doesn't look good. What we'll do is we'll rotate it this way. Rotate Z, we'll go 90. Did it go that way? It went the other way, right? Yeah, there we go. Doesn't matter too much, because all we really need is the reference sizing. Okay. Now we'll go ahead and export this out. Give me a second. We don't need any of the data or anything special. We'll just label this finger. And then selected objects. Scale and stuff don't really matter. Then close this. Don't save. Okay. Let's go ahead and pull in this mesh. Okay. Downloads finger. Now we have a finger. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Got a finger, man. Alrighty. So we'll scale this up a bunch. I'll always downscale things later. Fine. This isn't really centered, like at all. Looks a bit better. Okay. Alrighty, so now to start the process, I have an image. I don't know if I can show it because I don't know how the copyright would go about that, because they might be like, hey, yo, we did a design on that, you're stealing it, that's not okay. So I'll just use it as an inspiration on the second monitor, and let's go ahead and get going. So first off, I'm going to take a circle, go to 16. 16 is relatively lowish. Then we're going to pull this down here. Now the main thing that I use the like finger for is mainly for referencing these, like the thickness of a ring. So one thing I noticed when I was doing like one of my other sets of rings is it's like incredibly obnoxious. That's pretty well centered on the sides. Okay. Probably bring this in a little bit. The thickness of the ring is very deceiving. So when you're making a model in Blender, a lot of the times you'll go to make the model and then you'll port it into something and you'll realize like this proportion is way off, or like the thickness, or how this smooth angle doesn't really look that smooth when you start applying it into a game or whenever you're using it. So just having a basic little thing like this finger right here puts in perspective and gives you reference of what the object actually looks like. And so yeah, I mean that's why I pull in the finger. So we're gonna go ahead and shrink this down a little bit more. We can probably afford to do a little bit more. And the reason why I'm saying like, oh yeah, we can bring this in more, we can ignore like the thickness of the X, right, is mainly because, first of all, this finger's screwed up. Second of all, it's because a ring is always circular. And the reason why they do that is to have the proper fitting, a ring needs to be circular. If you make it oval or if you make it square, you can't, like, I mean, technically you can still follow the ring size principle, but it just doesn't come out the same. And so now that we have this, right, little basic shape right here, all I did was did a circle with 16 vertex, right? And then extrude it up, right, to kind of give it a like a like width to it. And then I extruded it again to give it thickness. That's it. That's all I did right there. Now comes the fun part, where we could have done the cut earlier, right? But I personally like doing the subdivision version for simple objects like this. I like applying a subdivision before, and then I'll even go in and I'll smooth it before to kind of get a look at the band. And you can see like there's a lot of fragmentation on the top and bottom, and it's just because we don't have enough points, and that easily gets fixed by doing a bevel. And 2 is good enough. So now we only have these little shadows on the top. Now, smooth by angle. So we no longer have a the old school smoothing technique that we did a while ago with prior to 4.1, where you would go into, I think it's like data, or like forgot where it was. It's under normals, because I tried looking for it the other day, right, and nowhere to be found. Where the hell's the normals at, right? So apparently they removed the normals, and now it's all under this modifier, smooth by angle. And then we're actually going to apply this before. Then let's play with this a little bit. I don't think it's going to be any nicer past 90. Okay, well, we can give it more information. So we'll go to statistics. It's already really high though. So I think what we'll do, go ahead and go back some, just until we remove the bevel. Okay. So the bevel didn't work for us. Go ahead and pull up the smooth biangle. And then we'll add more. Yeah, that'll work. And then instead of beveling all that, what we'll do is we'll do 2 loop cuts. One there and one there. And then we'll take those loop cuts, scale Z, increase it a little bit. And that already looks way cleaner. There's a little bit of shadowing, but you're not going to see that in game anyways. Yeah, making stuff. It's pretty fun. All right. So that looks fine. The base of the ring looks fine. I'm going to choose this Y to be my center point. Okay. Just doing a little basic ring. Okay. Let's go ahead and mark that as sharp. Oh no, that's the wrong vertices. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I'm just doing a ring. I have a design reference on the side that I'm just loosely using for an idea. Yeah. Let's see if this works for it. Not gonna give me my desired out. Nope. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Okay. Whoa. That because of calculating normals? Oh. There we go. Yeah. I'll make it a bit longer and then I'll give it some geometry. Okay. Alt Shift I. I know there's a way to do individual faces. Yeah, we'll just do it that way and then scale them. Alt-E. Well, yeah, so there's the I, which is like, I forgot what it stands for. It's the opposite of extruding. And then there's Alt-E, which is kind of the same thing, but it serves as like the individual faces for, what is it called? Intrude? No. You know what I mean. Okay. Round it off. Okay. Yeah, those are going to be... Oh, it's local. Yeah, normal. Okay. Not quite there yet. What, Alt-I or Alt-I? I forgot what I stands for. Hold on. Blender hotkey I. Not keyframe. What's the other one? Edit mode. Invert? Yeah. Invert. That's the name. Am I really gonna need to give these like... I'm probably gonna need to give these supporting edge loops to make them more square with the subdivision surface. No, that's not going to do it. It has to be coming from this way. That'll do it. Kind of. If I apply another one this way, it'll be super square. Yeah. Well, guess what? All of you get vertices now. Nice big old cuts. Okay. Now I can do a inset, move in, go to there, apply a sharp, and then extrude in, clear sharp. Yeah, there we go. It's a lot more what I was looking for. So it needs to come out a lot more like that. Okay. Okay. Let's go ahead and do it to all of them then. That's not what I meant. What? All right. Invert. Move in. Much better. Okay. A 6. Stone band. All right. Now let's go ahead and work on another one. Okay, let's go for something a little bit similar, but this time I want to have no gaps between the stones. So we'll probably need to go global. Maybe median. Okay. No, we still need to go. Still need to do this. How am I going to get you to do what I want you to do? That. Let's line it up. Oh, it's because it's selecting the... Damn it. Why is it doing that? There we go. All right. Now we're going to square it off some with some supporting loops. Really doesn't like that. Okay. How come that one comes out so well? Oh, it doesn't. This has to be because of the auto smooth, right? Put this to 90. There we go. Okay. Does it need another loop cut here? Looks good enough. Yeah, that's a problem. Yeah, that's a problem. It's gonna stay a problem. go. Why do I add so many loop cuts? They support shapes when subdividing. When you do subdivision modeling, you use a lot of loop cuts, and you generally make a pretty high poly game object. And then what you do after is you'll make a low poly, or aka retopo. Yeah, they do. 100% they do. And then typically you'll follow that up with retopo or something along those lines, and then you would bake onto that. You can yell no listen all you like, but generally speaking, if you're like, especially if you're using Unity, right? I know what Sharp does. You can't use Sharp in every engine. Like, you know this, right? Either way, you're going to want to retopo and make a low poly object so you can do a bake onto the low poly. So you retain all the high poly normals. It's just basic gaming 101. That's in every single game studio workflow. Like, even if you're doing hard surface modeling, a lot of times people still do bakes. If you sculpt, it's a requirement to do retopo. If you use subdivision if you do subdivision surface modeling, you're still gonna retopo anyways, because it's just way too many polys. For example, I have a lot of edges going across here that doesn't really serve much of a purpose. Doesn't do anything. All it does is it rounds out this section right here. But for a small game object, those faces you don't need that much smoothness. It's a small game object. So you always have to weigh in how many tries are you going to have in a game object based on what is its purpose. If it's going to be close to the face, it's going to need more polys. If it's away from the face, or if it sits on the table, if it sits on a shelf, it doesn't matter. You don't need high poly on those. So generally you get away with doing a lot lower poly. No, I'm not. Because not everything uses Sharp. Blender works for Blender. But if you were to take that game, if you take this game object with the subdivision and you try and pull in Sharp into Unity, it doesn't work. Unity doesn't know what Sharp is. It doesn't use that mesh data. So the only proper way of using subdivision surface, especially if you're porting into Unity, is using supporting loops. No, it doesn't translate over to Unity. Buddy, I make a lot of game assets for Unity, specifically for VR chat. I have some public, and I have a lot of private. Yes, you apply it in Blender. But either way, you're doing a retopo. You're arguing doing sharps in subdivision surface modeling when you're gonna retopo it anyways. You're gonna bake it anyways. It doesn't matter. And it doesn't turn into a full mesh. So just as a tip, mesh data doesn't translate perfectly between every single engine, right? And it's why a lot of people debate whether if you should use Blender, Maya, or whatever. It's just a tool that fits, right? Certain data information doesn't translate over at all. So, for example, a lot of people don't use the Blender material, like the baked materials from Blender, because game engines such as Unity is garbage on translating that texture data. Even though it looks perfect in Blender, it'll work in Unity, but it doesn't look good. So they use something like Substance Painter, or they'll use something else in order to make a more detailed version with the same resolution. Also, Substance Painter allows you more utility. I mean, Blender material mats are garbage anyways. Plus, either way, I can just say I don't want to use Sharp in the arguments over there. Like, you can try and tell me what to do, but it doesn't matter. A loop cut doesn't matter. At the end of the day, yeah, it's your opinion, but you're sitting there telling me what I'm doing is wrong. In that case, you're wrong. Do you see what I'm saying? No, man, you gotta mark it as a Sharp. Yes, you did. Hold up. You literally did. It's right there. But you're wrong. It's not a better way. You can go look at any professional, like any industry professional, and they will tell you that supporting cuts is the way to go. Sharp is not reliable. Don't use Sharp. Every industry professional will tell you that. Every single one of them. If your studio says that you can rely on Sharp, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I literally don't know what to tell you. In the 5 years on and off, I've never heard of a creator relying on Sharps except for like a couple Maya users. And even then, like, what? Like in subdivision surface modeling, supporting cuts is way more reliable. It will always be more reliable. You can try and tell me as much as you want, but it doesn't. A lot of times it doesn't work. Like, it'll look good in Blender, but you take it in anywhere else and it doesn't work because Sharp data doesn't translate well. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Well, that's you. Alrighty. I think I'm first going to start with Z. That's not subdivision modeling. That's just subdivision. Why would you apply the modifier, subdivision modifier, to your chip just to do a subdivision? You can do the same thing with one right click. That's not subdivision modeling, by the way. This, like, what you're saying is this. Okay, I have this finger right here. I need more topology. So I'm going to go here and do a subdivision. Go here and apply it. Oh, I have to remove the vertex data. Hold on. Delete all shape keys. Okay, and then I'm going to apply it there. I have more. That doesn't do anything for your object. Also, this does the same thing. So there's a couple reasons why people do it, and yeah, smoothing or rounding off an object is one of them, but also it does fix, it quads certain objects that aren't quad, right? It can fix n-gons and no, you can't use tries for subdivision, but it'll fix some n-gons, and it does certain things really well. But typically subdivisions, like subdivision is more along the lines of gaining additional topology to work with. And generally, you'll do something like this, where you'll have a game object with sub D, and you'll carry it all the way to the end for a bake for a low poly, right? So I'm cheating right now. And the way that I'm cheating is I have this object right here that has right now 1500 polys, right? Or not polys, but tries. VRC would call those polys, or not VRC, but Unity would call these tries polys. Now I can sit here and ramp up this and use this for a bake for something, and take all that bake information onto a low poly and make that low poly look like a high poly. You'll see it all the time, and that's like a game industry standard, right? That's one of the very, very critical subdivision workflows. But if you're just applying it to round out a shape, or you're just adding more topology, like, that's not sub D modeling. Sub D modeling, you're working with sub D and you're doing your modeling within sub D to get certain types of shapes and workflow, right? You have, there's a bunch of different types of, yeah, but here's the thing. That's what you do is more of what is known as hard surface modeling. That's not sub D modeling. That doesn't mean you wouldn't use sub D for hard surface, right? Because hard surface use sub D all the time. Again, like round out shapes or smoothing it out or adding topology. But like, there's a huge difference between the workflow for a hard surface modeler, a sub D modeler, and a sculptor. Those are all three complete different aspects. I do most of my workflow in sub D. Like almost all of my workflow. And then once I get near the end, I'll do like what I typically do is I'll make 100 assets, and then I'll pick maybe one or two of them. And then I'll turn around and I'll do low polys for those. I'll bake it, take it in Substance Painter, do some texturing, and then I'll release it as an asset. This is because 99% of my work never sees the store. Like 99% of my work never sees, like no one ever sees it, right? And I feel like that's true with most people that work with Blender. And it's because, one, a lot of practice needs to go in. You got to do a lot of work to get good. And then on top of that, that's just how it is, right? End of the story. If you're telling me to use sharps and stuff like that, I know what sharps are. I know what creases are. Well, because you're telling me what to do. Don't tell me what to do. Right? If you're cooking a chicken and I'm telling you you're cooking it wrong, that's goofy. You can burn your chicken. It's your chicken. Yes, you did. I just quoted you. They don't use supporting edge loops for sub D modeling. Yes, they do. Again, hard surface modeling versus someone that works primarily with sub D. Right. And again, you're telling me that industry standard people that use sub D modeling use sharps, they don't use supporting loops. Yeah, I'm repeating it because you're saying it's wrong, but that's not wrong. I can go pull up 1,000 references that tell you that you're wrong. Sharps are not reliable. They're useful, but they're not reliable. I just think it's goofy, man. I'm on global. You don't see what's different? Topology. Vertex data is not universal. Sharp is vertex data. Modifiers are also stored as vertex data, right? Anything, the faces, UVs, everything is based on vertex data. It's what is categorized in the mesh. When you transfer it, you say Unreal Engine, Unity, whatever, a lot of that data doesn't get translated well. Yeah, you can apply modifiers, but here's the thing. Sharps do not carry over. There is literally the workflow is just 1,000 times easier just by adding a supporting edge loop. If you say so, but I'm just gonna say, like, I'm gonna continue saying the same thing. Alrighty. Go ahead and dupe that now. And then I want to... How do I want to do this shape? No. Screwed on Z. On normals. Could delete all those. It's not going to work out the way I want it to. What if we do this way? Is that a normal? Go. No. Same reference. Should be extruding the way I want them to. Guess I'll just manual it. Okay. Yo, why are you so curved like that? Okay. Let's do it this way. Okay. think what we would have to do after insetting, take face, go like this, shrink it. Yep. Okay. Could have just array modified that, but it is what it is. Okay. Need to move that one in, actually. Where's my damn thing? Where's my arrows? Is it too small? Can't be. Was it broken? Oh my god. Stupid symbol bend is broken. Try reloading. See if reload works. There we go. That's what I wanted to see. Okay. Now it should work. A little goofy, but that's fine. So move this back some. Something like that works, right? Yep. Yeah, look at that bad boy. That looks good. Okay. Delete you. See if I can get this array modifier working. Okay. Not on X. I think it's on Z. That was a lie. Not on Y. Y is forward, right? It is on X. Okay. Oh, it's the spacing. Bit length. Oh, no. That was a lie. Fix count. Okay. Constant offset. Is that too small or too little? Way too big. Way too big. Okay. 0.01. Okay. I know there's a good way of doing the curve. Maybe? Okay, why don't we try this first? So we'll go into object, rotate along the Z till it fits in that location right there. And then we'll add the array. I know there's a good way of doing that. Bit curved, maybe? No. I don't want to have to make a curve. What exactly does this do? That's not it. Alright, no array it is. Damn it. I wanted to do it that way. Okay, rotate Z maybe 15. Go with -90. Get that one. Then rotate Z. Rotate Z 25. No, 25 is too much. 22. Gonna be 22s. Looks like it's 22s. Okay, Shift D, rotate Z 22. Mm-mm. .8. Yeah, that's the one. Okay, one more. Okay. With by angle. 90. 0. No smooth by angle. There. Yeah, that's good. I almost want to shrink them and then bring the faces in. We'll grab all these. Red mode. Actually, let's find out how much we want to bring those faces in. Probably just select all. Okay. Actually, let's just join it to the ring. move that to there. And then lastly, let's go ahead and make this for later. Probably less. Probably 12. Yeah, 12 will probably look good. Sure, why not? Rotate Z 15. Yep. Okay. This is the one time grid fill doesn't really work that well. Probably most people wouldn't notice that detail anyways, so let's go ahead and delete those faces. And then we'll okay. Save this for next time. And then I will make something using this. Yeah. That looks a bit better. Alexa, shut up. Be good. Alright, we'll call it there. And next time I'll use this. Make another ring. Probably going to make about 10 and then I'll look through them all. See which ones look like a good base for a concept and then I'll continue it. Anyways, you guys have a good one and I'll catch you later. Deuces.